What's up, y'all? It's the MMA Analyst here to do my preview for UFC Fight for the Troops 2. The main event, Evan Dunham against Melvin Guillard. Don't forget to check out every week, at some point, every day. You know what? Just go every day. Check out whotheman.com. Right now, I've got my thoughts about the heavyweight division in the UFC and Strikeforce, and just in general, the updates. What have we learned so far about these fighters that just not too long ago there were a lot of question marks? So what have we learned now? Check it out every single week. I've got videos up there. Just doing my thing. And let's do my thing right here. Evan Dunham against Melvin Guillard. Evan Dunham, who I believe is a future lightweight champion, absolutely. Improved striking all the time. And then, of course, great wrestling. He's looking like a young, all-around, good fighter. Hardworking, all that good stuff. His first loss, unfortunately, his first and only loss, and a bogus loss, in my opinion, was to Sean Sherk, split decision. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. He lost to Sean Sherk. I thought he won that fight, and I'm sure a lot of other people agree. What's there to say about Evan Dunham? I mean, he's a good fighter. He's young. He's coming up, and like I said, I mean, by young, 29. It is what it is. But anyways, now he'll be taking on Melvin Guillard. Melvin Guillard. All the stuff they always say. Explosive, fast, speedy. He's got that extra bone in his knee that makes him be able to jump high. No, I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? They always say the same stuff about brothers and fights. But, I mean, it is what it is. He is very fast. He is very explosive. I don't know about the extra bone that makes him be able to jump high, but I'm sure he can dunk. He's with Greg Jackson now. He's got game plans. He's on a 3-fight winning streak. His most recent one was a win over Jeremy Stephens. At the time, I thought that Jeremy Stephens had actually won that fight. I haven't really rewatched it. Probably never will. But he does have a win before that over Waylon Lowe, and a win before that over Hani Torres. His last loss was a loss to Nate Diaz, and this is the kind of thing that he is kind of known for. He's known for doing really well, and then just having a lapse in judgment and doing dumb stuff and losing the fight. In that fight against Nate Diaz, he was handling his business. He was stuffing all the takedowns, winning the striking match, blah, 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 blah. And I forget what he did, but he did something really dumb and got caught up real quick and tapped out in the second. I mean, it is what it is. But he is, rededicated. He's with Jackson Submissions Fighting. He says he's going to be the champion. And who am I to say he's not going to be the champion? But if he is going to be the champion, he's going to have to beat a lot of tough guys, starting with Evan Dunham. Evan Dunham, he's going to come to this fight. He's not going to stand and bang. We know that. He's going to try and go for takedowns. If Melvin Guillard can defeat Evan Dunham, which will consist of stuffing takedowns for 15 minutes, not making any mistakes, if he does get taken down, getting back to his feet, and in all of this, trying to actually, that time it takes to stuff a takedown. It's not like you try a takedown, you stuff it, you get back up, 5 seconds went by. Sometimes a minute goes by, you up against the cage, he's pushing up against you, trying to duck down, drop levels, all this stuff. You just stuffing a takedown for a freaking minute. And then that's it. And then you only got 4 minutes left. You stuffed the takedown, but you've been up against the cage for a minute. And then he tries it again, and 40 more seconds have gone by. Then he takes you down. You jump back up. All of a sudden, half the round's over. You've thrown 0 punches. You spent the entire time on the defense. So he's got to avoid also that happening. It's a very difficult situation for him. I know what he's going to do, most likely. He's going to do his Frankie Edgar type striking, very fast, in, out, stuffing takedowns, Jackson type of defensive game plan. It will be interesting. I think he'll also go for his own takedowns just to try and mix it up. Watch when they say 20 seconds left. Both these guys are going to start shooting for takedowns. I'm going to have to go with Evan Dunham, though. When it comes down to it, you got to go with Evan Dunham. I'm going with him to get back on the winning track. I don't think it's going to be an easy fight. It might even go to decision. Most likely it'll go to decision. I've got Evan Dunham winning using his wrestling. They're both going to come in good shape, but I think Evan Dunham's going to get the win. Matt Mitrione versus Tim Hague. Come on, guys. Look. These Zuffa zombies out there. I mean, I love the UFC. But these guys always want to talk about the best fighters in the UFC and other places are Bush League. I mean, take a look. You've got Matt Mitrione against Tim Hague, Joey Beltran on the same. I mean, Marcus Johnson and Kimbo Slice were just. I mean, Matt Mitrione has wins over Joey Beltran, Kimbo Slice, and Marcus Jones. These guys are all the best heavyweights in the world. Meanwhile, you got Strikeforce, you got these guys, and supposedly they've got to leave Strikeforce to prove they're the best so that they can fight. I'm just saying, rant over. Matt Mitrione. It was my opinion that he was he was always the second worst heavyweight in the UFC. At one point, the third worst. I thought he was worse than Marcus Johnson. Marcus is out. Then I thought he was worse than he was. I thought he was. Sorry, the only person worse than him was Marcus Johnson. Then the only person worse than him was Kimbo. At the same time, I guess. And then I thought the only person worse than him was maybe Joey Beltran or whatever. And now Tim Hague is back. He's definitely at the bottom of the division. Not a very strong division. But he's working his way up. And he is improving. And he seems like a guy that wants to put in the hard work. But make no mistake about it. This is C-level stuff. Maybe D-level stuff going on here. Tim Hague, he left the UFC after getting cut after 3 straight losses. He's went on to defeat Zach Jensen and Travis View in Aggression MMA, and now he's got the call back. This should be a good fight for Matt Mitrione. It's very difficult with Matt Mitrione. He is improving, so I don't know how good he is. I know he's not great. I know he's barely average. Can he go out there and defeat Tim Hague? We know what he's going to try and do with his kicks. His hands are improving. Everything is looking good for Matt Mitrione. He's taking it slow. Can he defeat Tim Hague? A very big guy, a strong guy, but somebody who is beatable. I'm going to pick Matt Mitrione to get the win. It's very difficult to pick on fights like this because of the simple fact that who the F really knows what's going to happen with somebody like Tim Hague and Matt Mitrione. But I'm going to pick Matt Mitrione to be able to avoid any takedowns, to be able to pick Tim Hague apart on the feet, move around, not get knocked out. That's my pick. All right. Here comes another little rant. Mark Hominick versus George Roop. This is going to be a featherweight fight. Mark Hominick has been told he will get a title shot if he wins this fight. This whole Jose Aldo's the man. Let's get that out of the way. But the division is weak. The division is weak. Mark Hominick is going to be a good opponent if he beats George Roop. But in order to get his title shot against people are calling the pound for pound number 3, and some people got him at number 2. Everybody's got him at number 5. Some people have him at number 1. He's had to beat Brian Caraway, Yves Edwards, Leonard Garcia, and George Roop. That's all I'm saying. Let's get down to business. Mark Hominick, very well-rounded fighter. Good on the ground, excellent on the feet, strong fighter. I don't think he's got that. I mean, he's smaller than most dudes, but I don't think he's got those kind of punches on the feet where somebody like a striker who does that serious damage. He's more or less pick you apart with superior striking, get in and out, make you look bad. he doesn't get hit himself and come away with the win. If you take him to the ground, or if you go to the ground, he can submit you there. Half of his wins have come by knockout. Half of his wins have come by submission. All around, solid fighter. Really, there's not much to say about him. I think he will beat George Roop, who I'll get to quickly. And I think that against Jose Aldo, it will be an interesting match on the feet, for sure. But that's a whole different thing. George Roop, coming off of a win over the fighter formerly known as the Korean Zombie, Chang Sung Jung. He had a draw before that with Leonard Garcia, a loss to N. Wineland. He was in the UFC where he got raped by Soteropoulos, defeated by Shane Nelson, and has a win over Dave Kaplan. I mean, at the lightweight division, he didn't do too well. At the featherweight division, he's not going to do too well either. He's likely going to be one win and 2 losses and a draw at featherweight. He's tall, he's lanky, he's all over the place. He's got lots of room for improvement. I don't see him really being able to do much in this fight. I see him getting picked apart. I see him getting absolutely destroyed by Mark Hominick. It will look very impressive, I believe, and Mark Hominick will go on to challenge Jose Aldo for the belt. Pat Barry against Joey Beltran. Pat Barry, you got to pull this off simply because you are messing yourself up. You have a loss to Tim Hague. You did that to yourself. You have a loss to Mirko Krokop. You did that to yourself. Against Joey Beltran, if you lose this fight, you will be doing it to yourself. Joey Beltran just lost to Matt Mitrione. He defeated Tim Hague, who defeated you. He defeated Holmes Gracie, who was officially at the time the fattest, most out of shape Gracie out of all the Gracies. He defeated Houston Alexander, who has been defeated by everybody. You are a far superior striker than most people in the UFC. Definitely far superior than Joey Beltran. He has 12 wins. This isn't even a prediction. This is me hoping that Pat Barry sees this video and listens to me. Joey Beltran has 12 wins. Out of those 12 wins, 10 of them are coming by knockout. Don't get hit. Go out there, outstrike him like you should, and get that dang win. Simple as that. Damn. Cole Miller versus Matt Wiman. This is a tough one. Cole Miller coming off of a very impressive win over Ross Pearson, and another very nice win over Dan Lozon. 2 submission of the nights back to back. He had his loss to Efren Escudero, in which I'm not really sure that needed to happen, but it did. He embarrassed Junie Browning. I think he sent him back to the minors. He defeated George Gurgel. I think he sent him back to the minors. And then he has a loss to Jeremy Stevens before that. All around, very solid fighter. Improving on the feet. Not a strong point. His strong point is his grappling. He's got 12 submissions out of his 17 wins. And against Matt Wiman, Matt Wiman is going to want to be on top on the ground. He's a wrestler. He's going to want to stay out of submissions. He's coming off of a win over Mac Danzig and another win over Shane Nelson. Before that, he has back-to-back losses to Sam Stout and Jim Miller. This is basically grappling versus grappling. Wrestling versus jiu-jitsu. Is Cole Miller going to be able to defeat him if he gets taken down? On the feet, I've got Cole Miller being able to pick him apart or at least not get beat up. I've got him being able to keep some distance and stuff a few takedowns. But when it gets down to the ground, what's he going to be able to do? I don't know really what they're saying in Vegas. I think probably Matt Wyman might be the favorite because of the wrestling factor. I'm going to pick Cole Miller in this one. It's a tough fight to pick, but I'm going to pick Cole Miller. On the undercard, Yves Edwards versus Cody McKenzie. McKenzie has one move. He does it nice. He's done it like 12 times, 13 times unofficially. It's that guillotine. Yves Edwards should be able to absolutely decimate Cody on the feet and avoid any kind of guillotine. If he does not avoid the guillotine, he's going to tap. I'm going to pick DeMarcus Johnson over Mike Guyman and Mike Brown over Ronnie Yaya. Mike Brown making his second fight in January after losing in his last fight on January 1st. The rest of the fights, I don't know. I'm just going to leave them alone. MMA, y'all. Some free UFC, and then we get back to the good stuff. And when I say good stuff, I'm just saying the names, what we all pay to see, or what we would pay to see if we had to pay to see it. MMA, y'all. It's important. Peace.